The dragon who whispered my name. The moon hung full and bright above the forest, a silver lantern pinned to a restless sky. Clouds drifted like torn veils across its glow, stirring shadows that crawled between the ancient trees. Every crackle of brush beneath my boots seemed too loud, too sharp, as if the night itself was holding its breath. I wasn't supposed to be out this late, yet something had pulled me here. Not curiosity, not rebellion, something deeper. A tug inside my chest, like an invisible thread winding through the darkness, guiding me through ferns still wet with dew and roots older than the village itself. And then I saw it. A golden glow drifted between the branches, slow and serene, like a firefly made from pure sunlight. It pulsed gently, brighter each time I blinked, and spiraled downward until it hovered right in front of me. The air warmed around my face, fragrant with the scent of distant storms. I reached out a trembling hand. The glowing shard floated into my palm. Not stone, not metal, not magic, yet somehow all of those things at once. A dragon scale, warm, thrumming, alive. A soft vibration hummed through my skin, traveling up my arm like a heartbeat that wasn't mine. The forest fell silent instantly. No whisper of wind, no chirping crickets. Even the stream nearby stopped babbling, as if time itself paused to watch. Then the ground trembled beneath my feet. At first it was faint, like a faraway avalanche or thunder rolling beyond distant hills. But it grew, louder, stronger, closer. Trees shuddered, leaves trembling loose and spiraling through the air. I looked up. The night erupted. A massive shape descended from the sky, wings wider than houses slicing through the clouds. Heat roared across the clearing as claws the length of swords slammed into the earth, sending soil and sparks flying. A dragon. Its scales burned like molten rubies, each plate shimmering as though fire lived beneath them. Smoke curled from its nostrils in slow, lazy spirals. Its breath warmed the air, stirring embers in the fallen leaves. Then it lowered its enormous head. One golden eye, bright, ancient, filled with storms and centuries, locked onto mine. I froze. My lungs refused to pull in air. I couldn't run or scream. I could only listen to the frantic drum of my heartbeat. Then its mind touched mine. Not with spoken words, but with a voice forged from crackling embers, roaring storms, and something older than language. At last, the dragon whispered, "I have found the Flamekeeper." The scale in my palm blazed to life. Golden fire burst across my fingers, but it didn't burn. It wrapped around my hand like warm silk, powerful and alive. A part of me recognized it, even if I didn't understand how. The dragon dipped its massive head in a bow. "You were born with fire inside you," it said. "Only now do you awaken." Fear warred with wonder as the flame curled up my wrist, swirling like it knew me, like it had always been waiting. "Why me?" My voice cracked, barely a whisper. The dragon's wings unfurled, stretching outward like sails capturing the starlight. Heat rippled through the clearing. "Because the world is changing. Darkness rises beyond the mountains. Only a Flamekeeper can command the dragons. Only you stand between this world and the shadow that comes." The shadow. I didn't know what it was. But the way the dragon's voice shook the air made one thing clear. It was real and close. Me. A kid who still tripped over tree roots. A kid who couldn't even climb the old oak behind my house. Chosen for something impossible. But strangely, the fear melted away. The fire felt right, familiar, as if it had slept inside me for years and had finally woken up. The dragon lowered itself, flattening its back so I could climb on. Massive, warm scales pulsed with quiet power beneath the moonlight. "Come," it rumbled. "Your destiny begins tonight." My legs felt like jelly as I climbed, gripping the ridges of its spine. The moment I settled into place, the dragon crouched and leapt. The earth dropped away. One thunderous beat of its wings sent us soaring above the trees, above the mist, above the world I'd known my entire life. Wind tore at my hair. The forest blazed below us with reflected firelight. The moon hung ahead like a second sun. I looked at the flame dancing across my hand, my flame, and a smile pulled at my lips despite everything. One night ago, I was just an ordinary kid. But tonight, I rode with dragons, and the world would never be the same.